Confused about what to eat and where to shop? You want to eat better, but how or where do you shop? These are the questions we're asked the most. Listen and watch closely now, and we'll provide the answers. But first, watch our rushed, unprepared shopper as she cruises through the store. Does this look like you? Total cost, $89. Total calories, 36,410. And 53% fat content. There really is a lot of confusion about what to eat and where to buy it. The reason for what seems like a lot of conflicting information is that nutrition is not an exact science. As little as maybe 30 years ago, we were only aware of about 20 essential nutrients for the body. And yet today we know there's probably 3 times that many. We're learning more all the time. It's an ongoing process. So how do JD and I sort through all this information and decide what to eat? Well, it's really very simple. We use common sense, or should I say uncommon sense. We trust our mother.
Mother Nature. Now when you choose foods from Mother Nature's huge garden of nutrients, you know that you're going to be getting easy and safe food. As well, you don't have to read, look, there's no labels on this type of food. You don't have to check fat grams or calories, and you don't have to check to see if there's any man-made destructive nutrients that you need to be careful of. As well, you know you're going to be getting a variety of nutrients and colors and all kinds of things when you choose from Mother Nature's garden. So you know you're going to be able to have that trim, healthy, fit, and happy body you want.
Now that you've made the commitment to move your body on a daily basis, you're going to need the best quality fuel that you can get. It may take a little more effort and a little more time to get what you want. And it may cost just a little bit more, but I guarantee you it'll be worth it. And I want you to keep in mind, do you consider your body a Yugo or a Rolls Royce? You wouldn't put the cheapest oil and gas in a Rolls Royce, would you?
So here we are at one of our favorite healthy foods grocery store, Green Tree Grocery Store. They've got lots of organic fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, and even some organically grown meats, if you so choose. Now, organic, what do we mean by that? Organic means that the people who grow it actually make the soil fertile, because mostly artificial fertilizers only take 3 nutrients, and there's, as you know, a lot more nutrients that our body needs than 3 fertilizers. As well, they don't put the pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, and all that other crazy stuff to grow lots of food. So organic foods means you're going to be able to spend your money on some healthy food. It's going to contain a lot more nutrients, and you're going to be giving your money to somebody who cares about your health and the health of our planet.
Now, you may not have a store of this quality where you live. You may have to look for a farmer's market on the weekend. Or you could grow some of your own. But better still, I'd like you to show this video to the store manager where you shop. Ask him or her to begin carrying organic fruits and vegetables and healthier food products. Tell them you want to shop at a store that cares about your health.
Now, before we go, we make sure we're doing 3 things. 1, we want to make sure we've got enough time to get the right foods. 2, we want to make sure that we've got a list with us to make sure that we get the right foods. And 3, we want to make sure that we're not hungry when we're shopping, because we know, I know, I'll be going for stuff that's really probably not that good for my Rolls Royce. So come along with Rico and I as we show you how to fill up your basket for lots of healthy, nutritious, fat-burning foods. We're going to fill it up for 1 week for 1 person. Let's go.
Let's go. Here we are at my favorite food section, the vegetables. As you can see, there's a great variety of color, lots of good taste. And I bet you've never gotten sick eating vegetables. That's because vegetables are low in fat, low in sugar, they have a high water content, and a lot of fiber. So it's difficult to eat too much. And of course they have lots of vitamins and minerals and enzymes and phytochemicals, which we now know protect us from cancer. Now vegetables are also, they're low in calories, they're low in cost, they're easy to prepare, they're very tasty, and you can eat them either raw or steam them lightly, and they're great in soups. Now we want you to have at least maybe 2 to 3 servings of vegetables every day in addition to a large raw green salad. Remember, greens have that taste we talked about in the audio tapes of the bitter taste, which helps to speed up your metabolism. So we're going to go through here now, JD and I, and pick out enough vegetables for one whole week. Let's go. We'll start with a bag of organic carrots.
All right, off the backboard. Now these are orange, great color. And see what it says there on the label? Organic.
Okay, next, nice green romaine for your salad.
Right there on the label, organically grown.
Look at this purple salad Savoy. I've never had this before. Give it a try. It's really tasty.
Now we got some purple. Adding our colors.
And beets, one of the best foods. Hard to package, but they're good.
So you can lightly steam the beets themselves, chop them up, and you can also use the greens. That's why they leave them on there for you.
And celery.
Lots of cleansing water in here, as well as a natural source of sodium. Cauliflower, it's white this time. This has an important ingredient called phytochemicals. You want to make sure that's in your diet to protect you.
And spinach. Gotta have spinach. One of the most nutrient-dense vegetables there.
Spinach, look at all that green color. Green represents chlorophyll. It's a natural body cleanser. Also, spinach has got lots of iron.
And broccoli, one of the superfoods.
Now, this is a little miniature tree. We've been talking about a lot of specific nutrients, but all of these foods contain micronutrients. So there's more than 40 nutrients that your body, or 45 nutrients that your body needs. You need hundreds of different nutrients. So get your food fresh. Get it organically grown.
And parsley. Most people think this is just a garnish, but this actually is loaded with enzymes and chlorophyll and vitamins and minerals.
That's right. The reason they put it on your plate is so your breath will smell fresher when you get out of there. If you eat a lot of this, your whole body will smell good instead of just your breath.
And cabbage. This is Chinese cabbage. You may not have had this before, but it's real crunchy and real delicious. And we'll get a purple one as well. Cabbages are a real health-building food.
Now the green cabbage, they're starting to use this a lot for anti-cancer, as well as the purple cabbage, but more so the green cabbage. It has some special nutrients in it.
Green onions?
Green onions, that's all.
And corn, a good starchy vegetable.
Now I'm notorious for eating this raw. If you haven't tried it, try it. It's very sweet and nutritious. And even if you want to just warm it up a little, that's okay. But I love it fresh, raw.
Daikon radish. It's very cleansing for the liver. Chop up a little bit and put it in your salad. And look at this, ginger root.
And ginger root. Now what I do with my ginger root is I'll have it in some hot tea. I'll take it off, break off some pieces or cut off some pieces, chop it up, put it in my salad. Also, I'd like to put it in a blender with some other nutrients and put it into salad dressing or in some hot water and have it as a tea. It's a great, speeds up your metabolism. It's great for creating some heat in your body. It's really good for the wintertime.
All right, cucumbers, very refreshing and juicy. Some of my favorites, good for salads.
Now cucumbers have a lot of water. They also have some oil in them. One of the things you want to remember to do is to wash the outside and use the outside. There's where the color is. It's mostly white inside, but there's some nutrients in there. Make sure you use the outer section of your cucumber.
Look at this beautiful yellow squash. Remember, the more color, the more nutrients. Look at these beautiful peppers, red and yellow. Today we'll try our red one. The one that's nice and firm. Again, look at that beautiful color. High in vitamin C. Excellent food, speeds your metabolism up. The last thing we'll get for your week's food of vegetables is sprouts. The most living food you can get, full of enzymes. Today we'll try a mixed box of sprouts. This is JD's favorite.
Now here's our basket almost. A little miniature one with all the colors, a variety of nutrients. These are powerhouses for nutrients. And they've been sprouted, so that actually changes the nutrients. The enzymes are more active, and it will actually break down a lot of the fat that's in it. we are at my favorite section, the fruits. Now, fruits contain a lot of fiber, they contain natural sugar, they contain a lot of water, which is cleansing. Now, can you tell which one of these is not organic? Right here. Now, how can I tell that? I can tell because it's got a shiny coating on the outside. That's wax. And what that tells me is that they're trying to make it pretty for me, and that's what I don't want, because I know that there's probably spraying pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, and they're really not taking care of Mother Nature. They're not taking care of the soil very well. So you want to make sure that you've got about 2 or 3 fruits or vegetables a day. So we're going to pick out about 14 to 20 fruits and vegetables to fill up the cart with. Now, there's a lot of varieties when it comes to fruits. I like to try them all. There's a lot of tropical fruits, all kinds. Now, take this apple, for example. All the fruits, they make a great in-between meal snack or as a great dessert. This apple, for instance, about 70 calories. That's pretty low. Or you got another option.
You could buy this for a dessert or for a snack. Hostess Twinkies. Of course, one of my all-time favorites. Just joking, of course. It costs 99 cents. And can you believe how many calories this thing has? 420 calories. 120 calories come from fat. As compared to the apple, which has 80 calories and no fat. And it only costs about 30 cents. Now let's see what else is involved in this. We have enriched flour, which means it's white flour, processed flour. It has sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, all sugars. It contains hydrogenated oils. You know from my audio tape, that's not what you want to put in your body. It has monodiglycerides, has artificial colors, yellow 5, red 40, and anything that you can't pronounce, you don't want to eat it.
No labels on this baby.
Here we are at the grains and beans section. Now, grains are good sources of complex carbohydrates, which we know are a good source of energy for the body. And grains should make up a large portion of your daily intake of calories. They're high in vitamins and minerals and protein and lots of fiber. As you can see, what a large variety. So again, we urge you to try different ones. We want you to have probably maybe 2 to 3 servings of grains every day. And you might start with trying any different kinds of rice. There's sushi rice, there's papanika rice, there's organic wild rice. Just a large variety. Now here's pasta. Of course, pasta is a good food, but it is processed, so make sure that you don't get white flour pasta. There's lots of good, this is artichokes, spaghetti, brown rice, spinach, all different kinds. So get a whole grain pasta, and then it'll be a nutritious food for your diet. Okay, next there are beans. Beans are a great food. They're high in protein, they're low in fat, they're very inexpensive, and again, there's a great variety. And remember, in our audio tape, we talked about the taste astringent. Beans are astringent. Again, another taste that speeds your metabolism up.
Now here we are at my second most favorite part, the nuts and seeds section. Now don't be afraid of nuts and seeds. They've got lots of nutrients that your body needs, full of vitamins, minerals, and fats. We'll talk about that in a minute. Proteins as well. Now make sure that you're getting the ones that aren't roasted, because the ones that are roasted are going to contain saturated or trans fatty acids, and those can be dangerous to your body. Now the fats and oils that are in them, you need both saturated, poly, and monounsaturated, and most nuts and seeds contain all. Now one in particular that I suggest people to have is pumpkin seeds, and another one is walnuts, because they both contain both essential fatty acids. And essential fatty acid, remember, is the ones that your body doesn't manufacture. Here we are, a bunch of walnuts. Don't be afraid of these guys. So you want to remember that nuts and seeds contain a lot of nutrients that you want to protect. So keep them in your refrigerator just like you do your vegetables. Also, you may not be used to having your nuts and seeds raw. So what I did when I first started out was I put some roasted nuts in with the mixture of my raw nuts, and then I've slowly added less and less, and so mostly now I eat some raw. But when I first started out, it was mostly roasted, just like you may be eating.
Okay, here we are at bottled fruit and vegetable juices. Now, as we said before, it's always best to eat the whole fruit and the vegetable. But still, juices have their place, and they're very delicious. The most important thing is, before you drink a juice, read the label. Let's try one here. Let's try this one here. This is organic apple strawberry juice. Sounds really good, doesn't it? And what's it made of? It's made of certified organic apple juice and certified organic strawberries and filtered water, and that's all. This is a very healthy, delicious juice. So always read your labels Make sure it has no additives, no added sugars, no preservatives. Okay, here we are at the freezer section. Now we know you can't always eat fresh, whole foods, so we occasionally eat some frozen food ourselves. There's a lot of better alternatives on the market today. Let me show you some. Now here's one of my favorites. It's Amy's organic pasta and vegetables lasagna. It's all organic pasta, organic vegetables. It's low in fat, high in nutrition. It's real tasty. You might want to try one of these sometime. And I want to show you one more, a hamburger substitute. This is my favorite. It's called Boca Burgers. Look what it says, 99% fat-free. It's made from grains and from vegetables. It's very delicious, low in fat, high in protein. Give them a try. I think you'll like them. Now here we are at packaged cereals. Now we know you can't always eat, and we don't ourselves, eat whole grains for cereal. So sometimes when we're in a hurry, it's nice to have a packaged cereal. There are some better products on the market today. Again, what do you have to do? You got to read the label. Here's one of my favorites. It's multigrain. Look what it says. Good source of fiber, organic fruit, sweetened with organic fruit juice, grown without pesticides, packed without preservatives. Real tasty and really healthy for you. And try a different brand every week. See which one you like the best.
Now here we are at the vitamin section. There's hundreds and sometimes thousands of vitamins and nutrients you can buy in your health food store. You want to remember that one of the main reasons that people buy all these vitamins is because they're trying to replace what the processing of foods have taken out. So if you're eating, like we're telling you, a lot of live, fresh, organic foods, then you're getting what Mother Nature intended you to get, and you don't need a whole lot of this stuff, but you may want to if you're eating still a lot of processed foods. And health food stores are the way to get, and the places to get these kind of nutrients. And here we are at the dairy section. Now this is a section that I rarely have any of, or a small amount. If you're going to have a butter, I prefer raw butter. It's not homogenized, it's not pasteurized, as opposed to the partially hydrogenated or totally hydrogenated vegetable oils, which are dangerous trans fatty acids. Now, absolutely, completely, I will tell you this, that dairy and milk products are unnecessary for human consumption. As well, I want to tell you that most of the time when you're taking these dairy products, your body goes into an allergic reaction because it's trying to reject a product from another animal. So you can eliminate or have it very sparingly in your diet. In fact, it takes the average cow to double its weight in 47 days by taking these type of products. Not really a weight loss product or a trimming product in my mind. And here we are at the oil section. Now this is a $60 billion And here we are at the oil section. Now this is a $60 billion industry, oils. So you may not be getting the product that you thought you were getting. One of the things that I like to use is either coconut oil or raw butter if I'm going to cook something. Oil, by what it looks like, this is very thick, it's not creamy or had colorless like the other ones. And this, unfortunately, is in a light bottle. Now, most of the oils that you see here are in glass bottles, and that's for marketing purposes. That's not for health purposes. So if you're going to get an oil, make sure you get it in a dark bottle. Now, here's an example of an oil that's in a really dark bottle. It's called opaque, and that's because the light affects the oils, and it will turn them into partially hydrogenated or trans fatty acids. And this is also very cold. They keep it in the refrigerator. Why? Because the nutrients that you find in the shells and in the products that we buy from Mother Nature have protective shells in them. Once we expose them, then they're going to change and turn into another ingredient. So make sure you're getting your oils from a protected source like this bottle or from Mother Nature. Now this is a perfect example of what happens to your oil when it sits in a light bottle. This, who knows how long it's been sitting. We got this from another store, and these are trans fatty acids. This actually is what it's going to look like when it gets into your arteries and starts sticking against the walls of your arteries. So we want to stay away from oils that are in clear bottles as much as possible. And right above the oils we'll find salad dressings. Now this one here is no-fat dressing. Simple ingredients. It's got some water, some vinegars, some fructose for sweetener, some garlic, mustard, lemon juice, molasses, and some other spices as well as salt. no fat dressing. Now one that I like to make is just take some honey, some either molasses for you can add a little darkness, some garlic, some mustard, and some vinegar. Balsamic vinegar, or there's raspberry vinegar, and I just mix it up and that's my salad dressing. Or you can buy the bottle kind. And spices. One in particular that I love to have around is Nile spice, and the reason I like it is because it's got quite a variety of different spices in it. And they have a couple different selections here. Put it on my popcorn, put it in potatoes, put it on all different kinds of things. So I don't have to actually sit there and mix all my spices together. They're already mixed up for me.
Here we are at the beverage case. Now remember, as we told you on the audio tapes, in nature there's no rivers, there's no lakes of colas, of sodas, of sport drinks, or of juices even. Your best drink is purified water. But occasionally it's nice to have a drink. We do ourselves. So, but make sure, first of all, it has no carbonation in it. Carbonation tends to disrupt our digestive system and it leaches calcium out of our bones. And make sure it's natural then. It has just fruit and no artificial sugars.
Now these look like two similar products. They're both orange juice, but let me tell you, this one's pasteurized and this one's not. And the reason is because this one's able to stay on the shelf longer. Why? Because they killed it. They pasteurized it. This one here is the natural juice of the orange, so it doesn't have as long as a shelf life. And that's why it's better for you.
Now here we are at breads. Now bread's a good food, but it's still processed one step down from the whole grain. So you don't want to eat a whole lot of it, but maybe 1 or 2 slices a day would be good. But again, you got to read the label, get something that's nutritious. Here we are, sprouted 7-grain, whole grain, organic ground wheat. So you got to make sure that the bread you have says whole wheat and not just wheat. All flour is wheat, white flour is wheat, but it has to say whole wheat, so it has the whole grain on it. This also has organic corn, organic barley, organic millet. This is really a delicious, health-giving food. So 1 loaf for your week. Here we are at the bakery department. Now we all like baked goods. It's okay to have a treat once in a while, but again, just make sure it's made from good whole grains and natural sugars.
And I'll let you know when my birthday is. You can give me this delicious little cake here that I love. And look at all that color and nutrients in there. This is a carrot cake that they make here at the bakery at Green Tree.
Here we are at the meat, poultry, and seafood department. Now meat, poultry, and seafood are high in protein, they're high in minerals, but they're also high in saturated fat, they're high in cholesterol, and they could be contaminated with harmful hormones or chemicals. So from this food group, we don't recommend you eat more than maximum 1 serving per day, maybe 4 times a week, if at all. And if you do, make sure you get ones that have no harmful chemicals or hormones. Now there's also eggs. Eggs also is a complete natural protein. It's a great natural food. But again, not the commercial eggs. You've got to eat eggs that are made, it says here, cage-free, they're born-free, and they run to scratch, and they feed on natural organic grains. This is the kind of eggs that you want to eat.
So here we have the entire basket. We saved the top part for the concentrated, and as you look here, you'll find these to be very waterless foods. So if you want a concentrated body, then you'll end up having most of your basket filled with this. That's why we saved the smallest part of the basket for this part. And then the rest down here, you're going to find a huge amount of color, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, micronutrients, and everything else that we want to fill your body up with to make it trim, happy, and fun to live in.
These should make up the bulk of your daily diet. As a matter of fact, your plate should look the same way. A little bit of these foods and a lot of those foods. So we're ready. We done shopping? Let's go home and eat. Now generally, this is a healthy way to eat for most people. However, if you have any specific health problems, we recommend you consult with a naturopathic physician or a healthy nutritionist. They can help you determine what foods might be best for you.
Now that we've shown you at the grocery store what to get, we're going to show you how you could lay it out through your week. So I've divided the table here into 7 days, and I'm going to give you a general idea of how we can use this food through our week. Now, there may be some new food here, and there may be some food that you saw us get at the grocery store. When you start out your day, I want to make sure that you have a glass of water. Now, what works good for me and a lot of people is to start your morning out with some fruit. It's nice and light on the body. It's got a lot of water content in it. One of my favorites, or 2 of my favorites, are apples and bananas because they're nice portable food. I can eat them while I'm out and about. I can stop while I've seen one of my clients and sit at the beach or whatever and have some nice portable fruit. I don't have to worry about any packaging. It's biodegradable. Mother Nature likes that. And then maybe while I'm a midday snack, I'll maybe have a bagel and some almonds there. Probably when I get home, I've got some nice rice cooked up. This is dry, of course. Then I've got my papaya bar so that I can have that during the day in between. I try to eat about every 2 hours. So I've got a little snack going on all day long here. And I'm going to take my avocado, full of healthy calories and healthy fat, the kind of fat that's going to help your body maintain health, and it's going to help you eliminate some of that fat on your body as well. That's right, even fat can help you eliminate fat. Got some salsa to go with that, and I've got some nori rolls here with some rice and squash in there, a bunch of spices, and then I've got my full of color and full of life salad here. Good, I've got some water on my day number 2 here, whatever day you want to make that. And then I'm going to squeeze these by hand. I'm going to actually exercise my arm here, and I'm going to squeeze these and make some juice. Make it a little tangy. I'm going to put some lemon in there. And I've got my raw fruit for the morning. And then on my way out and about, I'm going to have a little Ziploc bag with some pumpkin seeds, some raw pumpkin seeds. Then I'm going to put this in a blender. These are frozen fruits. Put them in a blender and make a nice little smoothie. And then I'm going to have probably some toast, or I can put some almond butter, cashew butter, all different kinds of butters, or some jam on that for my afternoon. And then this little charm here, I put some carob powder. Carob is just like chocolate, but it doesn't have caffeine. And I've mixed that in with a product called rice milk, and it's made from rice. Looks like milk, and it tastes awesome. I've got some mixed fruit here, a little snack, dried fruit. It's got some cherries and apples and raisins and even some strawberries in there. I've got for my dinner little lentils with some rice. And I've got a salad. I'm going to have some tea. It's been a stressful day. And I'm going to cook up some squash for a little late dinner. I've got late clients on that day, for instance. I'm going to have a little squash and some potato. All right, we got some water here in the morning. I have my digestion tract, make sure it's all cleaned out. I've got some oatmeal here. I've got some coconut shreds in there and some raisins that I added in. And I'm going to have some melon as well. I'm going to have some melon in there included. I'm going to have some fresh vegetable juice. It's green. It's got some life in there. And I'm going to have some for my client. We're going to go out to lunch today, and I know I've got this waiting for me at the restaurant. I'm going to have some dried fruit there, same dried fruit I had the other day. And I've got some salad going on here. Got all my little goodies. Oops. I think I'll take that. And I'm going to have, this is almond butter, not peanut butter, made from almonds. And then this is strawberry jam reserve. I'm going to put that on my bread here. Have myself a nice sandwich. And then today we left out a couple eggs. And we got another papaya bar here, energy bar. And then for dinner I'm going to have some vegetables. I'm going to take an avocado, half of an avocado, and I'm going to either put it in a blender or I'm going to mush it by hand and add some salad dressing and make a nice little dip out of it. Here we are at day number 4. What I've set out here, again, is some fruit. What I'm going to do is take my banana and chop it up with some kiwi and put it in a nice little bowl, maybe squeeze a little lemon on it to kind of make it a little tangy, and I'm going to have some water before I begin. Now remember, we're having water all through the day here, whatever you feel you need. And I usually have a little glass of water before I go to bed at night. Helps me clean out my food that I've eaten for the day. And then I'm going to have a little almonds on the road, or you sit at a desk, have some almonds while you sit at a desk during the day. And I've got a little apple, so about every 2 hours I'm eating something here. And then this little champion here, this is a vegetable burger made out of vegetable grains, and it's got all kinds of goodies in there. Cook that in the little oven and have a little veggie burger. A lot of restaurants serving that nowadays. Then I've got my corn. Now this is actually how I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to cook it. If you've ever tried corn raw, you will never go back to cooked corn. Trust me. I'm one of them. And this is some yellow corn here.
with some wheat. I've got my grains mixed. I'm going to take my tomato, my garlic, and a little butter, melt it in there, and I'm going to have some cilantro. And I'm going to put these items here in a blender, and that will be my sauce. I'm not going to heat it, I'm not going to cook it, nothing. The heat from the pasta will be warm enough to make it all a nice warm meal. And then I'm going to, unfortunately, cook my potato, because by the time it gets to us, it's not tasting very good. It's started to get a little starchy, so I'm going to cook this, and I'm probably going to add a little molasses, maybe just a little more butter. Here we are, day number 5, and I've got some melon, the other half of the melon waiting out for me. During the day, I'm going to have another one of my bagels, and look at that green. Now, if you haven't had green juice, this is good. You can get it at your health food store. It's full of probably celery and some spinach, maybe, different things. You can add some lemon in there, make it a little tangy. I've got some pear and a banana waiting for me. And I like to have some ginger put in with my vegetable juice. We juice at home here, so I like to put some tanginess in there. And I usually put some ginger in there, either in my fruit or my vegetable, make it kind of tangy. And here we have a 9-bean loaf made out of a bunch of beans in there. It tastes like a kind of a meatloaf. And I'm going to have half now, and then I'm going to have half for dinner, because Rico's going to have some fish for dinner. I don't have any fish. And I'm going to have a little salad here, spinach this time. Here we got our little water glass again, all the time, taking in some water. I've got some papaya waiting for me, ready to go. And hey, if you ever want to have a spice in your, try the seeds, they're really hot. I've got some kiwi along with it. Probably going to chop it all up and put it in a bowl and have it all together. Then I've got some, these are made from rice, or sometimes they make them from oats. So remember, we're trying to rotate our grains here because they all have different types of nutrients in them. And I've got some raisins in there. I'm going to pour my carob almond milk on it. Delicious. And then we got some yogurt here. That's for Rico's kind of crowd. You want some milk in your diet there. And I've got some pecans or walnuts waiting for me. And then I've got a little apple later on during the day. Some fresh fruit juice. And then I've got some bread. I have a couple pieces of bread later that day. A little pear stuck in there again. A little late afternoon snack. And then for dinner I'm going to have a little rice. There's some long grain black ones in there and brown rice. And then I'm going to make my infamous raw soup. I'm going to take my corn, cut it all off, and I'm going to juice up my carrots. And I'm going to grind all this in the blender, and then I'm going to pour some hot water on it and have some nice warm soup. And you know what this is? Some more water that day. I've got, this one's pink. There's different kinds of grapefruits, I'm sure you know. I'm going to have my grapefruit, and I'm going to have a little banana there. Actually, probably take this on the road with me that morning. And I've got my bagel here for a little late morning snack. I'm going to have that while I'm working on the computer that day. And I'm going to have this lovely, colorful salad waiting for me for lunch, along with some soup. Now, this isn't warmed up. This is from the store, and it's frozen, just like that. Frozen, not in a can. I've got some rice and some millet. Millet's another little grain. It's a great alkalining food. We're going to put some rice and millet, mix those together. And then I'm going to have some vegetables with probably a little dip or some salad with that. And I'm going to have some vegetables, have a little water, and hit the sack.
If you recall from your Eat Strategy audio tape, we told you there were 3 important things about nutrition that we wanted you to understand. Eat, which JD just showed you. Second is digestion, and third is elimination. Now we have some whole food products here. It's called the Feeling Great Kit. And what it is, it's 3 products to improve your digestion, your elimination, and to support your endocrine system, which we mentioned in tape number 6 with Dr. Yelman. Okay, the first product is called Supplzyme. This is a product to enhance your digestion. It's a biophasic product, which means that it releases enzymes in your stomach to help digest proteins, and then when the carbohydrates and fats move on to your lower intestine, to your small intestine, it releases other enzymes to help digest carbohydrates and fats. A very helpful product. Now second, we have a product called Colens. Colens is to help your elimination. It's actually triphasic. It has bulking agents that help to move waste material through your colon. And second, it has herbs that help to clean the wall of your colon. And third, it actually puts back in friendly bacteria such as acidophilus. Again, this is a product that we've had really good success with. And third, we have support tabs. Now, support tabs nutritionally support your endocrine system. If you recall, your endocrine system is what regulates most of the functions of your body, including metabolism and fat metabolism. So again, this is a very important product that can be helpful to your overall fun program, as well as a whole system. We call it the Feeling Great system. It would improve most anyone's health, and in particular, we think it would be very helpful for your fun program. So give it a try.
Welcome back. Now, isn't it great having your own personal trainers? You get to turn us on, and we certainly will hopefully turn you on. Now, we really care about you, so we want to know suggestions, we want to know any questions you have, we want to know most importantly about your results. So call us, write to us, please let us know.
And I want to thank you again for putting your trust in us. Now listen closely, I don't want you to miss this. There's two very important things I want you to keep in mind throughout your fun program. First is that you absolutely, positively deserve to have that fit, energetic, healthy body that's just right for you. And number two, when you follow the guidelines in your fun program, you will definitely achieve it.
And lastly now, we want to leave you with some medical advice, lifetime fitness style that is.
Keep breathing, keep moving, keep smiling, and
take 2 organic almonds and call us in the morning.